What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I had to make this update, so let's get right into it. This is an update to my prediction. Now, on my channel, I strive to give you guys good quality, clear, concise predictions, and I never try to hedge my bet. In fact, I actually got some harder predictions, some real 50-50 fights. Sean Porter, Kell Brook. I picked Kell Brook by decision. That came true. Bernard Hopkins versus Kovalev, another 50-50 fight. I picked Kovalev by decision. That came true. And just some other fights. Nicholas Walters, I picked stoppage over Nonito Donaire. And these are all difficult predictions. So I actually, I'm at a point where I could get a prediction wrong and still be good. Now, if you listen to my prediction video, I had Manny Pacquiao winning. I said I said it was going to be some decision, could even be a controversial decision. Now, the reason I'm making this update video is because I keep hearing talks about Chris Algieri going for the knockout. Chris Algieri going to surprise Pacquiao with this power and all this and that. So it wouldn't be right if I didn't make this update to my prediction. Now, I have no problem sticking with my prediction. However, if Chris Algieri and his team have really devised a plan where they think they're going to go in and stop or knock out Pacquiao, knockout, not a knockdown, I'm talking about an actual knockout, then I have to make this update to my prediction because I think that's a horrible game plan for Team Algieri to go in with 8 KOs. I think it's just absolutely absurd that they think they're going to knock out Pacquiao. So I'm going to do this update and kind of give you my reasons for that. One, I feel be who you are as a fighter. If you are a knockout artist and you have insane power, then be that. If you're not that person, if you're a slick guy, a guy who works behind a jab and footwork and just boxing fundamentals, sweet science, then be that. Don't try to act like Triple G if you're not that. One, I think that leaves Chris Algieri open to Pacquiao's quick counters, combinations, fast hands. And because Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, that really does nothing for Chris Algieri because Marquez has showed power and the ability to stop tough and game opponents throughout his career. Marquez stopped Katsidis or Juan Diaz, Casamayor, etc. So he showed that throughout his career in lighter divisions that he had power. And the power to get your attention. He even hurt Pacquiao in some of their earlier fights. He didn't knock him down or whatnot. So that really doesn't state anything for Chris Algieri because Marquez did it. That because Marquez knocked him out, it doesn't mean anything. Plus, Marquez had 3 opportunities to figure out Pacquiao, to get his timing down, to find out his little feints and quirks and what makes him tick, kind of, so to speak. This is Chris Algieri's first shot at Pacquiao. So I really feel the Marquez knockout really doesn't benefit Chris Algieri because, one, he's not a puncher, and then 2, he's never had any in-ring experience with Pacquiao. Another thing, I think Pacquiao in the 4th fight with Marquez, it was a combination of inertia and Pacquiao jumping in. He made a gross error, jumped in, plus Marquez was hurt and desperate. Anytime you have a fighter who's hurt and desperate, they're probably at their most dangerous because they have nothing to lose. And we know Marquez has heart. So between that, his experience with Pacquiao in the ring, and the beautiful timing of Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao got caught and knocked the fuck out. Point blank, period. I think it was a combination. I definitely don't think it was a lucky punch because if you watch their previous 3 fights, Marquez continually hit Pacquiao with similar punches that right, and he even had a knockdown in the 4th fight before the knockout. So I definitely don't do that bullshit saying it was a lucky punch or whatever, but it was a culmination of different things. Pacquiao might have been a little bit more relaxed because the round was about to win and he was clearly dictating at that point in the fight. So, he was trying to overwhelm his opponent, get the stoppage to eliminate the doubt. He said that before the fight. He said, I just want to rid the doubt in the people's mind. You know what I'm saying? And he got knocked out for it by trying to do that. Another reason I think it's done for Chris Algieri to press the knockout issue is because Bradley, another fighter, another great fighter, a great boxer with minimal power, he had at least 12 rounds in with Pacquiao, and in the second fight, in the rematch, he tried basically the same thing. He said before the fight, I'm going for the knockout, and I thought he was actually doing pretty good in dominating the first half of the fight, and he was loading up on every shot. Problem is, not having enough power, he wasn't able to get the job done. So midway to the championship rounds, Bradley looked extremely fatigued, extremely gassed out, and he didn't have enough in the tank late, and that's when Pacquiao, to me, took over and caused Bradley to miss. Bradley started looking sloppy and like I said, just fatigued and gassed out in the second half of that fight. So that's why I gave Pacquiao the fight in the second fight. I think Pacquiao beat Bradley both times, but Bradley in the second fight had an opportunity to me to beat Pacquiao because he was winning that first half, but he just put it all on the line. Then he says he got injured, and then it started to unravel for him. He didn't make those necessary adjustments. So again, you burn precious energy missing, or precious energy loading up on every shot trying to get this guy out of here. And Pacquiao looks to me at this lower weight, at the catch weight of 144, he looks like he's in tremendous shape. So you don't want to run out of energy with a Manny Pacquiao, especially if he's lean and trimmed and, you know what I mean, focused on the fight. I just don't see it being beneficial for Chris Algieri to press the issue of a damn knockout. I think that's stupid. I think he should stick to, I'm not saying he can't win. I don't see him winning, just like I said in my prediction, and I'm not changing that. I'm still picking Pacquiao. But if he does fight dumb, which is everything I've outlined in this video, and he's pressing the issue of a knockout, I can even see him getting knocked out himself, TKO'd for his trouble, trying to knock Pacquiao out. I just think that's not a sensible plan, especially if you're looking for it. You never want to look for a knockout. You have to let that opportunity present itself and then, you know what I mean, capitalize if that does happen. But I'm really not really impressed with Chris Algieri, his power. You look at the Emmanuel Taylor fight. Yes, you could say he beat Emmanuel Taylor better than Broner did, but Broner had a sensational knockdown in the 12th round where it looked like Taylor was really hurt and buzzed for a second. Chris Algieri didn't have that. You look at Chris Algieri versus Ruslan Provodnikov. To me, at the end of the fight, if you guys go back on my channel, watch the post-fight, I thought Ruslan won it. And then I had to go back and watch it. And I'm like, okay, I could see Ruslan did get outboxed in the middle rounds. But initially, I said Ruslan won. It was a close fight. There was 2 knockdowns, but Ruslan just couldn't pull the trigger and cut off the ring effectively. And Ruslan was getting outworked and out-jabbed and couldn't really effectively cut off the ring. So that's why I can see where people said Chris Algieri won that fight. But if you look at the impact of the blows, most of them, I mean, there were a couple shots that might have snapped Ruslan's head back, but I didn't really see any significant power. Like, Ruslan kept coming. Ruslan continually came. There wasn't enough pop to stop Ruslan from moving forward. Whereas you look at the Timothy Bradley fight, another close competitive fight Ruslan had, Bradley seemed to tear up Ruslan's face a bit with the constant leather on his face. He opened up a cut, and he at moments had Ruslan looking fatigued and backing off, and that fight was at 147. So to me, I think Timothy Bradley might even have a little bit more snap, or a guy like Lamont Peterson, than Chris Algieri. I just don't see the level of power required to hurt Pacquiao, and I've always said that. But again, if Chris Algieri is coming with a game plan and the intent of knocking Pacquiao out, I just don't see that being successful, and I could really see this ending in a TKO as opposed to my actual first prediction, my initial prediction, which was a decision. I said it could be like a split decision, a controversial decision, someone having a higher work rate possibly versus more impactful shots. But to me, fighting like they're saying he's going to fight is pretty much suicide. I don't see it. I think if Chris Algieri does knock Pacquiao out and stops Pacquiao, to me, that's the modern day version of Iron Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. That's a huge upset, and props to him. So we'll see who's right and who's wrong. I'm still picking Pacquiao to win. How he wins, to me, is up to Chris Algieri. If Chris Algieri fights dumb, like I've outlined in this video, TKO. If not, my initial prediction sits where it's going to be a decision. I just don't think he should be with 8 KOs looking for a knockout. Pacquiao, to me, has a chin. Even though he was knocked out 3 times in his career or whatever, you still have to put things together. Plus, Pacquiao has been fighting a lot more reserved than normal. He hasn't been as reckless. He's been boxing more. Watch the Rios fight again, and then watch the Timothy Bradley rematch. He made Bradley miss a lot, and Rios was just getting fucked up the whole fight. So, and his face was all fucked up at the end of the fight. So we'll see what happens. That's just an update to my prediction. Comment, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.